Check. Hello. Happy Sunday. How is everyone doing today? Hope you guys are having a good weekend. I'm looking online right now to see who is tuned in right now. So, if you guys are currently in the live video, please go ahead and leave a comment. And I'm going to take a couple seconds to review all the assignments that people have submitted for the week. So far, we only have one person who has submitted. Also looks like we only have one person watching the video right now. And I can't tell if that's me or if that's someone else. Happy Sunday. Alright, so I think you're the only person that turned in the assignment this week, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it and start reviewing it. First things first, I got to go ahead and pull this into my computer. And then after that, I can go ahead and open the file. It's a big file. Alright, so you have the song in here, and you also have the project file. So I guess we can get started by just listening to the song, and I can give you feedback based off of that. So yeah, let me check that out real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and listened to that. I'm going to go ahead and open up the project file next. Just go ahead and review it. Alright, so over here we have the project file. It looks like you exported the song the right way because I managed to open it up on my computer, and you also did the save all on collect correctly, as well as compressing and uploading it. So good job on that. And let's listen to the original song real quick. I also noticed that you put 93 as the BPM, and that's pretty close to what's down here, so good job on that.
这是飞扬的感觉，接受自由的感觉，在洒满鲜血的天空，一直风吹舞，凭着一颗永不哭泣、勇敢的心，这是不落的感觉，就像这样的感觉。
This is a cool song. I like it. Alright, so based on what was asked in the assignment, you were supposed to go through and put indicators for all of the different sections. So what you should have done is add a locator every single time the parts in the song change, and you were supposed to go ahead and label it so it would be easy for you to recreate the song. So that, for example, is the intro. That would be like the chorus right there. That could be like the verse, or like even like the interlude or something like that. And then that could be like your pre-chorus right there at indicator at 27. And then this part right here is definitely the chorus. And also, what I would suggest doing for the assignment would be to go ahead and just like label all of the different parts which are in the song. So in the introduction, definitely had a piano. So I noticed you had that already, so I would put like piano right there. And then for this part, I would put like guitar. Whoops. And after that, they also had like the bass part. Also, they had the drums. And what I would do is I would just go ahead and to get started, go ahead and highlight that right there. Oh, you know what? These should be MIDI files. So, piano, which you already had. This is going to be guitar. This is going to be your bass. And this is going to be your drums. Now for the beginning, we know that there's a piano part there, so I would go like this. And then over here is when the full entire band comes in. So I would just go ahead and write all of the parts in like this. Because we know for this part right here, they have the piano going, the guitar going, the bass, and also the drums. And it seems like right there, they just have that piano part keep going. And for this part, that's when the bass would come in. Same with the drums. And then during the chorus, it's going to be the same. Over here is where the rest of the band's going to come in. We'll just call that the chorus. And now, let's listen to what you have so far. Yeah, so you got pretty close with the rhythm. But what I would say is the little part where I think you have a channel, it's called Campfire right here. So that part actually starts, actually let me move my face out of the way real quick. I notice I'm kind of like in the way up here. I'll move it down here. So up here, the part that you have called Campfire, it actually starts right here. You can kind of hear it in the background. And I guess my question to you is, what is the name of the artist that wrote this song? I'm just going to go ahead and try to look it up real quick on the internet. Right now the file is called OKWF Braveheart. Can you actually put in the chat the name of the artist and song so I can try to look it up? I'm going to show you what I would do if I was trying to recreate this song. Wang Fang. Okay. Let me try to find that. Is this it right here? I have not heard this song before. Okay, I found it on YouTube just now. Yeah, thank you for putting that. I just found it. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm actually in, let me turn my screen off real quick too. So I'm on the web right now, and I'm just trying to find like some chords or something like that. And it looks like over here I found this website called Chordify. And if we play it, ooh, nothing's playing. What is this? So right here, it's telling you the chords. So right here, it says the chord is E, which on guitar, that chord is going to be an E major chord. Let's see if it's on the other website, Hook Theory. I want to see if it's on there. I'm just curious, because Hook Theory is really good at showing you the actual song and all the parts that go into it. So this is the website we were talking about, Hook Theory. I want to see if they have this song. Braveheart. No, they don't have it. Okay, so you picked a song that is... Oh, whoops, let me get out of that real quick. That is not on Hook Theory, which makes the example a little bit difficult. But that's okay, because I found it on here. So let's go back to Chordify. Okay, so this is helpful. We know that this song follows a particular pattern. So let's go back to the beginning. Looks like it starts on the chord E, and then it goes to F sharp, and then G sharp minor. So if we know that information, we can go ahead and start writing out the bass part. So let's go back to Ableton real quick, and I'll show you what I would do for this song if I were working on it. I'm going to go ahead and turn off a couple of these channels. And I feel like for this song, it'd be really easy to start off with the bass part. Let me actually show you real quick. Alright, so for this part right here, I have a really cool plugin called Kontakt from Native Instruments. So I'm just going to load that up into the bass part over here. This is actually what I use to write bass parts if I don't have a bass to play. And let's load this one up right here. Listening to the song, I know that the song is going to follow the E, F sharp, and then G minor. So what I can do is I can go ahead and start writing that out. The note E is right here. So right now I'm writing out the note E on the bass part. And I'm going to listen to this song as I write it. Listen to that real quick. So what I was doing is, let me go ahead and share my Chrome again. I was looking over here, and the chord progression goes from E to F sharp to G sharp, and after that it does note A and then the note B. So because I know that, I can go ahead and write those same exact notes into my Ableton. So let's listen to that real quick. Pretty confident that that is the right part. And the next thing that I would do would be to write the drum part. And when you're doing drums, you got to kind of imagine it like you're playing the drum set. And if you're not familiar with the sounds of the drums, it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to it. But once you're a little bit more used to producing, you're going to be able to hear the parts, recognize what they are, and then write them. So let's just go ahead and listen to where the hi-hat and the snare is. Let's listen to your drum part again that you had. I think it's right here. So that's like one way of writing out the drums, working with audio. But just for this example, what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you how you can do it with the drum rack that they have within Ableton. Session Dry is like pretty good. So you were pretty close to the drums too. You had the snare drum on the right part, but because of the way that you like put it in there with audio all on one channel, that's kind of what made it like a little bit more difficult to follow. If you use a MIDI, you can kind of like play all the individual parts on the MIDI and write them in, and it won't sound so choppy. So let's go ahead and listen to the drums. It sounds like you had the snare drum on the right part, so it sounds like the same drum beat repeated over and over again. So it sounds like the kick drum is going do 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 you can kind of like hear it when you listen to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that out. So I think that's what the kick drum is doing for the most part. And then we have the snare, which will go right here. I think that's pretty close to what the snare drum's doing. And then the hi-hat, I think it's open, so we'll just go ahead and put that right there. And let's put a crash in the beginning too, like this. We'll put 2 crashes and just let them ring out. And let's listen to that with the bass part. So let's listen to the original. And let's just go ahead, and since we have the notes down here in the bass part, we can go ahead and paste them over here for our quote-unquote guitar. For this example, usually I play the guitar, so whenever it comes to like writing the guitar part, I like doing that and recording it right into my computer. Since we're doing this example for you if you're producing on your computer, let's listen to what different guitars Ableton has to offer. So over here in the MIDI instruments, we can go ahead and look to see what they have. I want to see if they have kind of like an electric guitar. So that one sounds pretty good. And since we already know the chord progression, or I guess like the bass line, what we can do is we can go ahead and use the bass line to write the guitar part, and we're going to go ahead and write the rhythm part. So I'm going to go ahead and copy what I just had. So I did Control Select All, so Control A. I did Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and then really cool keyboard shortcut, Shift and Up to go ahead and copy it up an octave. So right now we have octaves, and let's go ahead and paste that in there again, but we're going to do a perfect fifth. So the perfect fifth from the note E is going to be B, so this is what it's going to sound like. Let's hear what this one sounds like. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a MIDI instrument, or I guess a MIDI effect, which is called, if I can find it, it's called a random. Actually, no, not random, velocity. So we'll put velocity in there, and there's a preset called add some random, and that's going to give you different volumes in your guitar part. I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat real quick. Open tab, a new window. Yeah, I realized that they didn't have it. So then, like, if they don't have it and you're trying to recreate a song, you can always look it up on a different website. But right now, I'm just kind of like doing it by ear. And then let's listen to the little, what is it called, like the lead on top, the lead guitar part. So we have like the rhythm part. This is like the rhythm guitar. So like I said, when you're thinking of like music, think of it as like a band. You have a rhythm guitar, a lead guitar, a bass, and the drums. So we have the rhythm guitar, the bass, and the drums. So now what we have to do is create the lead part. And what I like to do for that is, usually I would play it, but if you don't have the ability to play it, you just kind of like play around your keyboard until you find it. So let's go ahead and pull in a piano over here. And what we can do is we can listen to the song and try to find the notes. It sounds like you kind of have them. Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and use that. That part and is a little bit different. But the beginning part, I think you did a good job. We'll paste that in there. We're gonna go ahead and take that, and the guitarist right now is playing octaves, so I'm gonna copy and paste that. And let's listen to how our song sounds now. Wow, I think that sounds just like the song. Let's listen to the original. It sounds pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so I hope that was helpful. That is just kind of how I would go through and start recreating the song. You gotta kind of like break it down into different pieces. So like I said, when we first started, I didn't really have the song on Hook Theory, so I tried looking online to see what other type of like information I could find. And then we went to that one website. We just Googled the song, what was it called, Braveheart by Wang Feng. And we Googled it, we found a Chordify, and the Chordify told us what chords were being played. So we used the same chords to make like the bass line, and after we wrote the bass line, we can use that to write the part for the rhythm guitar. And after that, we put in the drums, and then you already had the melody figured out for the piano, but the only thing that I did differently is I put the piano part into a guitar within Ableton. So for example, on the side within the browser, when you're in your instruments, let me show you real quick. Over here, under instruments, you have the search bar. You can just put in guitar, and I went to the instrument rack, and the one that I picked was called Guitar Dual Amped Heavy, and I put the rhythm guitar part, and I made power chords. So a power chord is just the bass note, and then you have to do a fifth, which is going to be 7 steps away. So you'll start on a note E, and you'll count up 7 notes. So you'll go from E all the way to B. And then on top of that, you put an octave, which is the same note but an octave higher, or 12 steps away. So then we have the root, the fifth, which is 7 steps away, and the octave, which is 12 steps away. And that's how you make power chords. So we just did the exact same notes as the bass line in the rhythm guitar part. And then your lead, I put it into a guitar part, and I kind of like listened to the drums, and then I wrote them out on MIDI. A really good acoustic drum kit when you're starting out is called Session Dry. So when you go into Ableton, underneath the drum rack, you can just kind of like scroll down until you find the kit Session Dry. And that's where I kind of like wrote out the drum part right here. there you go. I'm going to take 1 second to look inside of the weekly submission. And yeah, it looks like you're the only person that turned in the song. So, I mean, if you're okay with it, I can go ahead and keep working on this song and just recreate it for you and send you the project file back if you would like. So if you want me to do that, just go ahead and put in the chat and I'll keep working on it for you if you want me to. Thank you, I appreciate it. I think you're super too. You just gotta like keep working and eventually you'll get to the same point that I'm at. When I was first starting out, producing was like really overwhelming and there's a lot of different things I didn't know about, but the more I did it, the more comfortable I was producing. So, since you are the only one here and we're hanging out, I think we got like 3 other people here, maybe. They've just been quiet the whole time. I'm just going to keep working on the song for you because you're the only person that turned in the submission. Let's go back into Ableton and let's keep figuring out how to play the song. Let's go to the beginning. So in the beginning, you could definitely hear that piano part. I mean, I saw as you started writing it out. And you got some of the notes, not all of them, but the ones that you did do right, I'm going to go ahead and use them. So this note down here, this one is wrong. I can hear that it's out of key. It should be up a half step. I think. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It's similar to that. It's like that, but it's a little higher. So you got those notes, but there's a couple more notes you gotta throw in there. Let's try to figure out what they are. I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess that the note is going to be E. And I'm gonna assume that this is going to be a E7 chord because that's just what it sounds like to me. Let's go ahead and duplicate this note. And what note is that? B1? Let's put it down to E. I think E is the right one. And let's just put that right there. And they have a really low note down there. So they're like bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum. It's kind of like something like that. I would say that this part sounds pretty similar to the original song. Let's duplicate that. And the shortcut to duplicate is Control D. And it seems like the second one kind of has like a pause at the end. And what I'm doing is I'm just selecting the notes as I edit them and moving them back. So next thing that you're going to want to do, you hear how that piano sounds quiet and kind of far away? That's because they have a certain effect on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a lot of reverb onto it, maybe 40%. And look what happens when I put this effect on there. The EQ8, let's just go ahead and take out the low part and the high part. So over here, we can go ahead and put that, which is actually a low cut. And we'll go like that, and this is a high cut, and let's put that over here, and let's listen to it now. And let's even take away more of the low end. We'll go like this. And listen to it now. As opposed to. Which sounds nice, but the original song had that. And there's that other part that's playing in the background, which is kind of high. The guitar part is like bam, bam, baka, baka, bam, and that's like a clean part. So we have to go ahead and create another instrument. I didn't hear that before, but now that I heard it, we got to put it in there. So this would be like clean guitar for the introduction. Let's go ahead and drag a clean guitar part, and we'll go back to our instruments over here. We'll type in guitar, and let's see what comes up for the instrument rack. We're looking for like a clean guitar with not like a lot of distortion on it. So that'll be good. That one's good right there. And I feel like just from hearing that, it sounds like the guitar part is going to be the top 3 notes from this piano part. So we'll take out the low notes. Really cool feature, there's a button up here called fold, and if you hit it, it takes away all the notes that you're not using. And it sounds like a guitar part is going like bow, bow, baka, baka, bow. So like bow, bow, baka, baka, bow. So let's do that real quick. Gotta make this note shorter because it's a little bit long. So bow, 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 bow. So bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how I think when I'm making music. Ba, 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 boo. So that was not right. that sounds right. And we're going to go ahead and take that same add some random, put it in here on the clean guitar. And let's turn it down. Let's add a little bit of reverb into it. So we'll go over here to the left hand side. Reverb is going to make this sound really nice. And there's one more part we have to add in the beginning. Okay, so I think I can hear it. It kind of sounds like a plucky sound. Let's go ahead and add another instrument. And it sounds like it is doing perfect fifths on the chord E major. So perfect fifth, remember you got to just start at E and count up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just like that, we have the little pluck. And let's go over here to our instruments. Let's put it in pluck and see what comes up. But remember, the pluck kind of sounds like a guitar. And I think that one will sound just like it. And let's just turn that down. So here's what we got. That sounds pretty dang close to the song. Let's see. So far we got 4 people. You're still the only person. So yeah, I just wanted to show you how I would go about going through a song and remaking it. Let me just work on it for a little bit longer because I want to figure out one more part if that's okay with you. I hope this is being helpful for you and showing you how to produce. To be honest, a lot of this stuff comes from like ear training. Like when I say perfect fifth, I've been playing guitar for about 13 years now, so I kind of know what it sounds like. But if you're just getting started producing, there's like certain things that I'm trying to teach you right now that you can do to help. Let me work on this next part real quick, and then we'll go back to the chat room. So let me listen to the next section. I guess for this next part, what I'm going to have to do is go back to Chrome and find that song on Chordify again, just so I can hear the part in the chorus, or I'm sorry, the part after the chorus. Ooh, I think I went too far. The song is cool. I wish I knew what they were saying.
我不是一块石头，也不是一滴眼泪，我只是一只小鸟，在寻找家的方向。
Alright, so we know the chords are going to be A and then B. So let's just go ahead and write that in. Let me share my screen back to Ableton. Alright, so right here we have the A major chord. And then we have the B major chord, is what they said, remember? So right now, we can see the chord is on E, so let's move it up to A. And then the next one is going to be B. So let's zoom in. We'll put the low note on B. And then we gotta make this chord minor, I'm pretty sure. That doesn't sound right. B, B. Oh yeah, the chord's supposed to be right there. And let's listen to the drum part right here. Actually, I think that chord is supposed to be B natural. Okay, A to B natural. Okay, so it's right. And then the drum part's very simple. Just so it's like and that's a closed hi-hat with a kick drum. And just a closed hi-hat right here. Alright, and you see how the chorus is right here after what we just made? We can literally just take everything that we had before and copy and paste it. So this is the chorus from before. Let's just put it right here. And yeah, let's listen to that from the beginning. go. Okay. Alright, so what do you think? Was that helpful? Did that explain my thought process for when it comes to producing? I hope it was. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to save the project and send it back to you so you can have it as kind of like a reference. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. Make sure to update your Ableton, because when I save it back to you, or when I send it back to you, you're not going to be able to open it unless you have the most recent version of Ableton. Okay, collect all and save. I called the file Braveheart version 2, so when you see it, that's how you can open it up. And yeah, like I mentioned, make sure to update your Ableton so you can go ahead and open up this one that I was working on for you. Honestly, that was pretty fun. I've never heard that song before, but it was a lot of fun recreating it for you live on this feedback session. Yes, you are welcome. No problem. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for the project to save over right now. Yeah, I know you have Live 10, but I think Ableton is on version like 10.1.22 right now. So if you go into your preferences, just make sure to like hit the update settings real quick. Okay, and like I said before, I just saved your project. Let me go ahead and compress it. And where are we at right now? Okay, so once the project saves and it's compressed, I can go ahead and send it to you. I have your email on the platform, so whenever it's finished, I'll just send it to you. Looks like it's 8 o'clock already. Time flies when you're producing. And let me know if you have any questions about the project file when I send it back to you. And in the meantime, thank you for tuning in. I will see you next week, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Goodbye now.